So ESPN, 3 words to describe the offseason of each of these NFL teams. Clarify quarterback situation is what ESPN says that the Texans offseason needs to be in 3 words. You have a good one here, Joel?
I do, because I have consistently had a good one for over a year now, and I said you have to do it on a 2-year plan. It is embrace the suck. And if you truly want to get the best players available on your roster to rebuild quicker than most, you have to have the best picks for multiple years. So therefore, embrace the suck, 3 words, including the, and that's where I'm going.
Joel's all in on that. Brendan doesn't love the idea of embrace the suck in the offseason.
I mean, I like it in the season. You don't have to embrace the suck in the offseason. The Texans are going to suck next year. They just are.
But it's your plan going forward. So you still have to embrace the suck for one more year. You might as well get a head start on the mentality that you have to have for one more season. I get it. You can still improve the roster. I want them to use free agency in a different way. But I think that based on the fact you are starting from scratch roster-wise, where you're still digging out of a hole otherwise, and still also trying to find out what you have from a year ago that might be a part of your rebuild, I think embracing the suck still fits.
Take it from a veteran of a bad team. I think the offseason is all about the optimism of the future. Mine would be build one strength, which I've said before.
Build one strength.
I don't care how they do it. I don't care where they do it. They're going to suck next year, and they're not going to have to try to. So to me, you embrace that when the season comes around. But before then, it's about getting better.
Okay, and if you want to hold a gun to my head and tell me that I can't use my own motto.
He didn't say you can. He said he hated it.
But he hated it. How about fire Jack Easterby?
Well, that's not an original thought.
Why isn't it? It's 3
I'm
words.
okay with
Because
it.
I saw the text line.
And he wants optimism. No, nothing would give the city of Houston and Texans fans more optimism than fire Jack Easterby, period, end of story.
Well, the reason I said it's not an original thought is because somebody texted in.
I didn't see the text line.
Well, that's kind of good. So somebody texted that in saying fire Jack Easterby. That's why I said it wasn't an original thought. Another one said improve all positions. Mine's simple, and it's not even that catchy. Collect draft picks. Because you want to build this team through the draft. I don't think you're going to look at free agency where the Texans are going to be spending a bunch of money on bringing in these veteran free agents, things like that. You might sign these 1-2-year deals, whatever the case may be. But for the Texans to really improve their roster and to improve their roster quickly, and if you want to use quickly as 3 to 4 year window, the way to do that's through the draft. And you can also, if you're collecting draft picks and you're building your roster through the draft, that also is going to be good from the salary cap perspective because you're not spending big money anywhere. You're getting rid of a lot of contracts because, one, they're free agents that are going to leave. You're going to trade like Deshaun Watson. Brandon Cooks is going to leave in free agency over the next couple of years as well. So you're not spending big money if you're building through the draft. And then when you're in a position to win, then you go out and you sign some key free agents, things like that. So the quickest way to build this roster up to being competitive again is through the draft. And the easiest way to build the roster through the draft is if you have a lot of draft picks and give yourself a lot of chances. It's why I've been critical of Nick Caserio last year for giving away late draft picks because he's been okay drafting in his 1 year as the Houston Texans general manager. So I want the Texans to collect draft picks. And I know it's not fun. I know it's not taking a quarterback with the number 3 pick or whoever you think is the best available.
Hey guys, I want to tell you real quick about Fitz Roofing. I love the people at Fitz Roofing because they take care of Houstonians every step of the way. It starts with a free no obligation inspection. All you do is call them 832-521-3001. No matter what you need done, they come to you, tell you what they can do. They go back with the rest of their day. You want them to come back, you book them, and they do great customer service before, during, and after the sale. You can check out all the ways that they can help you at fitzroofing.com. But believe me, Fitz Roofing, making a difference one home at a time.
I think others that might be worthy, and I'm interested in what everybody else has to say, but I would say solidify your future, which means be done with Deshaun Watson once and for all. Do what you're saying in terms of get rid of guys that are veterans on a roster that don't want to be here, that you really can't utilize and maximize because the rest of your roster sucks. But anything you can do to just once and for all put everything else behind you and just focus on the rebuild would be nice.
Vets for picks, Josh and Beaumont, which is similar to what I had to say. But if you're looking at optimism of the Houston Texans, I think all 3 of ours are very good. Like, embrace the suck, even though Brendan hates it. That's kind of the mentality of but that's the mentality though of having the offseason to where you're looking at the future, right? Like, you're not going to go spend, big money on Devontae Adams is a terrible example, but you're not going to go spend money in free agency where it's going to, hamstring what you can do in the future, like the flexibility.
Well, you're not going to give Teddy Bridgewater $20 million a year.
No, you should be every move that you should make should be with 2024 in mind, right? Like if if it means you get a great quarterback in this year's draft or next year's draft, everything you should be doing is like with 2024, 2025 in mind.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think in this free agency they should be looking to sign guys who will be a part of what they view as their next playoff team? Like free agency?
No. I don't think you're – see, I don't like building a roster that way, and the Texans are in roster building mode. Like, they have to build a core that they feel can be competitive. And once that core is to the spot where it's on the cusp of being a playoff team, that's when you add free agents to it. And I don't even like spending big money on free agents. I'm talking about, okay, you have what you feel could be a 9-8, 10-7 core built around this young talent that you've drafted and accrued for the last 3 to 4 years, and then you go out and you spend some money on like a dude that's a cornerback and you need help in the secondary, or you need safety help, you go sign the safety, or you need a right guard. Like more plug and play when it comes to free agents than like, let's go out and spend some money now thinking that we're going to be a playoff contender in 2024.
See, I think, Brendan, the other thing where, again, I'm going to push back is the fact that you don't know what you have or you're ever going to have with Davis Mills. You don't know. To your point, even on free agency, you don't know if those players that you're going to give big money to are going to fit in, want to be here, or actually do anything productive. And you don't want them to be productive next season. You want them to show potential. You want younger players on maybe instead of all one-year deals for veterans on the downside just to get you through a season. You want younger players on a 2 or 3 year deal that have an upside that might develop into something more, but you want them to take that next season to learn and develop and make mistakes because you still need to have the highest picks in each round, and you still don't know what you need if you may need a quarterback, and therefore you got to leave the door open, in my opinion.
That's why I think you just look at a situation where you just bring in as much talent as you can in the draft. And again, my motto, Texans offseason in 3 words, and curious yours, 713-780-ESPN, 713-780-3776. Collect draft picks, and then all of a sudden you're trying to just collect talent and then figure out where you are in 2 years. If you need to go out and get a quarterback, then you aggressively attack the quarterback position. If Davis Mills blows my mind and he's way better than I thought he was going to be, even going into next season, then you start to build around him a little bit. But I think that's the spot you have to be if you're in the Texans. And look, I think all of ours kind of go together. Like, embrace the suck. You're looking ahead of the future. Build one strength. The Texans are going to be building one strength. Like, whoever they draft with their highest pick is probably going to be the strength of their team. Like, if they draft, let's just assume that they stay at 3 and they don't trade down. If Evan Neal slides to them at number 3, their strength's going to be their offensive line, even if you trade Laramie Tunsil, because you're going to have Neal and Howard probably as your 2 tackles. If it's Hutchinson that slides to 3, your strength's probably going to be your pass rush, because now Hutchinson and Grenard, you're going to team them up together as like a duo that you feel can be competitive at getting to the quarterback. So whoever their highest draft pick is, I believe is going to be their strength going into next year.
And where are you on just, if it comes down to this, you end up just really solidifying one group? Because like you said, if you end up with Neal and you go the route of offensive line, say you trade Tunsil and it's the Bengals and it's a late first-round pick, but the center from Iowa's there. Suddenly you got your center for the future, you got Neal, you got the fact that you still have Howard and potentially Sharping on the roster, and you go, you know what? I've almost completely retooled my offensive line. I'm not going to play musical positions. I'm going to let them all grow and build continuity together. And suddenly my offensive line is a whole hell of a lot better than I've seen it in a lot of years, to where I've done something now. Now there's something I can hang my hat on going, I've already rebuilt one of my most important position groups.
It's probably not a great example, but it's like building a building, right? You do it one pillar
Foundation,
at a time.
yeah.
You do one pillar at a time. The offensive line a pillar, the defensive line a pillar, the quarterback position a pillar. I find those to be very good.